Good morning, guys. I hope you are doing amazing. Well, it's morning on my side. Welcome back to my channel. I have some rants, okay? 5 things on my mind. Again, you guys were like, yeah, it's a cool segment, and I really enjoy doing it because it really talks about topical issues around us, and there's a few that are on my mind that I have something to say about. So number 1 is World Breastfeeding Week, which starts from the 1st of August to the 7th of August. Right now the focus is on breastfeeding spaces in the workplace. There is a campaign that Wahoo invited me to be a part of just to share my thoughts on it. So thank you, Wahoo, for being amazing and driving this message. Businesses can really retain valuable employees and make the lives of women much easier if there were breastfeeding spaces in the workplace. Sometimes I don't know how it's 2018 and there are some issues that we're still discussing. I know that space is a problem. I know that, not just in Nairobi, but in other parts of the world, whether it's big cities across the world. But think about it. Where is there dignity in a woman expressing her milk in the car? That's even if she's lucky enough to have a car. If she doesn't have one, what can she do? And so what happens? Your milk supply goes down, your baby switched to formula, and that's in the instances where you had a lot of milk supply. Some babies are on formula from day one for one reason or the other. And you really are a little bit frustrated, sometimes very. It's the truth. You're a human being, you're a woman, you're a mom, and you're trying to do the best that you can for your newborn, but there is nowhere to express your milk. So kudos to all the organizations in Nairobi that have breastfeeding spaces in the workplace, a place where women can express their milk, store it in a little refrigerator so that they can take it home later, where they can even lie down, because those first 3 to 6 months are pretty intense. Some of them have even gone as far as to put a creche in there. I mean, I applaud you so much, and there are a few organizations in my mind. But for those of you who haven't, please consider the following, and I'm going to read these. Number 1, you will attain valuable employees because, again, some of these people are incredible at what they do and you need them at their best. Number 2, there's less absenteeism, so that increases productivity at work. Think about it. It actually affects your bottom line. Thirdly, it helps the company image. And we all need a good company image right now, and that's also showcasing that you're in line with the SDGs. I'm going to leave a link below that talks about the benefits of having a breastfeeding space in the workplace. I hope you follow it, and I'm hoping that a lot of you will come on board. Second thing on my mind is the submission debate. I had replied to Lisa Gaido's video. I'm actually going to have that video uploaded on my YouTube channel. It was an Instagram live. Thank you all so much for your feedback. I'm glad a lot of you understood where I was coming from, and even those who didn't, you expressed it in a very diplomatic way. I'd love to work on having a much larger discussion on the same. The third thing on my mind is this saga of Chandarana. Now, for those who may not know, Chandarana chain of supermarket, there was an internal memo that was leaked to the public that had allegedly had one of the people in marketing say that they are now, in a nutshell, targeting white customers. It has caused such an uproar to a point where Governor Sonko has cancelled Chandarana licenses. You could look at it in 2 ways. I saw someone on my Twitter say, how was that racism if it was a target clientele? I'm sorry, no email should exist. I don't think so. Why are you targeting clientele based on their race? That's not fair. But this is what's worse, is that there has been a history of abuse and racism in a lot of companies that are owned by non-Africans, and it's just gotten to a point where it's like, enough is enough. Enough is enough. We're still healing from the wounds of the SGR saga and the way we heard about workers being mistreated. There's nothing I hate more than the citizens of a country being mistreated. And by the way, let's look at Chandarana as an example. These could be 3rd, 4th, 5th, generation Indians in Kenya. So technically, they could be said to be Kenyans, but it doesn't matter because there's still such a big disconnect in the way they view their employees. Now remember, I'm talking about alleged reports, okay? Again, the journalist in me can't just call it like it is. I have to say the words like allegedly, etc. In as much as I don't think what Sonko did completely solves the issue, cancelling licenses means affecting businesses, affecting the employees of those companies, meaning they don't have work. This is what I'll say. The governor made a strong statement by saying, you will treat our people with respect. And for me, I feel like that's one of the solutions, is for leaders to stand up and say, look, you're welcome to work in our country. You're welcome to have your own industries and build your own empires, but don't mistreat our citizens. And I feel like we need more leaders to stand up and say that, because the Kenyan people will. We already saw it on Twitter. We already saw it on social media. Their apology was a little flat. You know, they kind of said, well, the employee made a mistake. But it's not just the leaked email, it's not just the apology, it's the nature of the way a lot of these companies treat Kenyans. It's the nature of the way racism is ingrained in so many companies. Sometimes it's very subtle, sometimes it's in your face. So I'm as upset as everyone else is on the Chandarana saga. Let's hope that ends well. And I want the Asian community to come out and as well just kind of say that's not who we all are, because that's not who they all are. I will end my rant there, but it ties in pretty closely to the fourth thing on my mind, which is the death of Nia Wilson in the US. This is a beautiful 18-year-old girl who was in a train station, I believe, apologies if I've gotten some of the content wrong, with her sister when a white man came up from nowhere, stabbed her in the neck and killed her. The sister was also stabbed, but she survived, and she's the one who's been giving this tale. It has caused such an outrage in the US. There was a march in her honor. Because again, for how long can Black people live in this fear of their lives, in this sense of we don't belong? You know, everything we've seen happen since the Trump administration took over it's emboldened white supremacists. Now the police are saying, oh, let's not label it a hate crime so quickly. This man had a history of mental illness. It is what it is. It's a terrorist attack. And unfortunately, it's never labeled that when it's a white male. And that's something that, again, is so upsetting. I'm like, call it like it is. Anne Hathaway, who is an American actress, a white American actress, came out and spoke for Nia Wilson. And that's what I'm saying we need to see more of. She said, we as white people need to look at ourselves every day and realize that Black people fear for their lives all the time. Look, I'm the kind of person who doesn't believe that an entire race is responsible for the acts that are carried out by members of their race. For example, if it's terrorist attacks, it's not that it's all Muslims. I don't believe that. I don't believe in intolerance. Can we tolerate each other? Can we learn to love each other, you know, regardless of our ethnicity, race, religion, our choices? The fifth thing on my mind today is I recently interviewed Tedd Josiah for Janet's 10 Questions segment, which will air on Friday, and it blew my mind. You know, he opened up a lot, and he has before on his channel, which I'll link down below, but also I think on a TV station, about losing the love of his life and now raising this beautiful baby girl by himself as a single dad. And it really got me thinking about how to deal the cards you're suddenly dealt with in life. Sudden loss. He has had to navigate a lot of that all of a sudden, and he's trying to keep a level head. But it got me thinking about how would I deal with those sudden transitions? How do we deal with transitions? But what do you tell yourself to keep that drive? For him, it's his spirituality. He talked about God. He even talked about Allah. It's about spirituality and his relationship with God. I know for me that plays a large part, but sometimes you just get kind of swamped into your own feelings and darkness, and you don't want to get out of that place. But here's a man who was forced to. So it's been on my mind a lot about the things that he's had to navigate and how he expressed it, and I really am looking forward to you guys watching it. By the way, it's the first ever 10 questions fan edition, so all the questions I asked were from you guys, so I'm really excited you got your questions answered, and I hope you like it. Look out for it soon. Those are the 5 things on my mind, guys. Let me know your thoughts on some of these topics and more that you want me to talk about, and leave your comments down below. Thank you so much for subscribing. I love that my YouTube family is growing. I'm really falling in love with YouTube, so thank you guys so much. Have an incredible, blessed day. Stay strong, stay positive, stay proud of who you are and where you come from, because no one can take that away from you, no matter what they say and do. So subscribe, share, like, and I will see you guys back here next time. By the way, do you like my jacket? It's very Michael Jackson, 1987. Who's bad? Okay, I'm gonna go now.